Flag.
White flag, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Kyle Larson trying for his first NASCAR win in a race longer than 400 miles. And he's going to pick NASCAR's longest night to do it.
And what a weird situation to get it done, right? With those 3 second places back in 2017, a pole and then go ahead and win the race. Gonna do it again right here, 2021.
Kyle Larson wins.
Now what the 9 has to do, he's got to watch that 5 trying to be aggressive. As soon as he makes a mistake, that's when you got to pounce. And you got to close that gap. You got to make Kyle Larson not think about the next corner, the next shift, but think about Chase Elliott. I think Kyle Larson did a great job that opening lap. You could see he was pushing and slip and slide around, just trying not to overdrive it. And that allowed Chase Elliott to stay right there. Now he's starting to settle in. What can Chase Elliott do with that?
That's the hardest part. Don't let him force you into it. Continue to keep the poise. And it's so challenging to do when somebody's breathing down your neck. Don't make a mistake and beat yourself.
And you still got 2 major braking zones. Here's 1 into 7. Don't wheel hop, but you got one last one into 11. If Chase Elliott puts a little pressure down through these S's, will the 5 of Larson wheel hop into that braking zone in turn 11?
Remember 5 years ago, Denny Hamlin, Tony Stewart, just that same kind of battle. Down into 11 on the final corner of the race. But Chase has got to get closer to have a shot.
So strong in this fast part of the track right here. I just don't think he does.
Turn 11, the final braking zone. And Rick Hendrick's team's going to tie a record that stood since 1956. 1-2 finishes, 4 races in a row, as Kyle Larson wins at Sonoma.
And he's excited.
Come off of 4. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. 1.5 miles from his 8th win of the season is Kyle Larson. A win at this racetrack locks him in to the championship 4 in Phoenix. Gives his team 2 weeks to work on that car. Kyle Larson, a dominant performance. He leads 256 laps, and he'll win at Texas.
Phoenix, run for a title. Good job.
A row if he's able to finish this off, as we have 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. If he's able to finish this off, the last driver to win 3 straight races twice in a season was Dale Sr. back in 1987. Pretty good company to join there.
That's the best company. How you get better on that?
What a season Kyle Larson has put together, and what a round. This round of 8 of the best drivers in NASCAR, he has put it on him. He wins again. Larson wins at Kansas. Credit One Bank.
Wow, Truex made up a lot of time again in turns 3 and 4. A huge amount of time.
He's closed the gap. The 5 now sees the 19. He's getting closer in the mirror. Down the backstretch for the final time.
There's going to be a lap car on the inside. Not going to allow Truex to run that low line that he wants to run.
Kyle Larson a year ago watched the race from North Carolina. Today, he's a Cup Series champion. Credit One Bank.
Wow. Holy.
You saw it coming. That 24 was loose. He was happening to back up the corner a little bit, but man, he got hit pretty hard there.
The 22 didn't back the corner up.
No. He got the fence. You're 8 ahead of Reddick.
Tyler Reddick to 2nd, Byron to 3rd, Haley, Harvick, Elliott, Bell, McDowell, Stenhouse.
I told you, every time I talk about a guy, I jinx him. I knew it.
What do you say?
Joey Logano.
Nice job. Checker flag.
28th career win. Logano coming to the white flag.
White flag, no help. Either one direction.
Next flag ends the race.
Man, Denny drove it off in there. Same thing, just like early in the race. Kyle Busch gets loose on the outside. Power move by Denny Hamlin.
He's got no help by 2.
The longest and one of the most exciting Coca-Cola 600s ever comes down to the final corner. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, teammates at Joe Gibbs Racing, and they come to the line. Hamlin wins by 2 car lengths.
What a race.
1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. LaJoy loose behind the 9. Now he goes to the high side. All the way up into the wall goes LaJoy. He's going to spin around. He'll collect the field. Caution will come out, and it looks as though the 9 of Chase Elliott is going to be scored the winner. Chase Elliott will join his father as the only Georgia-born driver now. 2 of them to win at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Cindric's got to run on the 1 car. How hard will Chastain push in the braking zone here? He's in position.
Reddick slows through 1. He's clean. Chastain and Cindric. We believe 2nd and 3rd. Chastain still unsure.
A lot of respect right there in the braking zone of turn 1. Chastain a little defensive into turn 4.
And if you're Cindric, you really don't know how to treat Chastain. Is he legal? Is he supposed to be there or not? Cindric got really loose there. Chastain driving away from him.
Tyler Reddick, what a race he has put together. Through 7. Reddick now with 4 car lengths in front of Ross Chastain and Austin Cindric. This technical section of the Indianapolis road course, Reddick has been perfect. Can he get through? 13. For the final time, he does.
Oh, he almost misses the corner.
Here comes the 1 of Ross Chastain one more time. Out of 14, Tyler Reddick looking for his 2nd Cup Series win. It's going to come in Indianapolis.
All right.
This time by 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. His closest competitor for the race win is Ryan Blaney, a teammate. That teammate has been hungry all year long, but it looks like he's going to have to stay hungry going to 2023 because Logano has been the class of the field all day long. The 32-year-old, Joey Logano, he's already built a Hall of Fame career. Today, he etches his name in stone as one of the few to capture multiple championships. Logano is a 2-time.
Boy, right in the middle there, that number 7.
Coming to white
now behind
flag.
Logano. White flag, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Pick your block here. It's going up. He blocked him, much like we saw.
Outside. You got help coming. Outside, Joey. So
Put Logano right on the outside where he wanted to be.
Bell with a big push.
Big push coming bottom.
Now LaJoy to help Keselowski on the bottom. And the car that has led 139 laps today is going to lead 140. Joey Logano dominates Atlanta for Team Penske and Ford.
Wow.
Next flag will end the race. Kyle Busch well out front. The fight's for 2nd.
Logano looking to the inside of Larson.
And last year's winner is going to get there.
Samantha, it's official, so all he's got to do is bring it around here. Battle right there for 3rd.
Logano inside Larson, but off turn 4, Kyle Busch will get his 63rd career victory in the NASCAR Cup Series.
1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank.
White flag. Hit your marks.
Justin Marks and Pitbull put this team together. A year ago, both teams were able to win, both cars, with Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain. And as you mentioned, made a run for the championship, was in that Final Four pairing. Now he's going to have another shot at it. A win here at Nashville for Ross Chastain puts him in the playoffs.
For William Byron.
White flag waving, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. 1.7 seconds, the gap.
Give me just a solid lap, William. Careful in 8, make sure there's no dirt. That'd be the one on my thought process here.
Look at Byron just tossing that car through the corners, sliding it as much as it'll take. He's got it down to 1.2 seconds. Jumping the curbs.
There's a
1 second.
no wheel lockups. Just take care of business.
Half a lap to go.
Been a dominant performance by William Byron and Company in this 24 car. Rudy Fugel and Company brought him a whale of a race car, and he's done a good job keeping on the racetrack. Never slipped a wheel, Kevin. Hit all of his marks all day long. Boys were good in the pits.
Well, he showed that speed in qualifying, and he carried that over right to the very first lap of this race to be able to do that, Clint. They've executed on pit road all day. He's executed on the racetrack, and they have put themselves in position to close this race out with a win.
Christopher Bell got to within 0.6 of a second of Byron under braking for turn 12. So close he can almost reach out and touch the 24, but William Byron from the pole. And after a fantastic pit stop that was the class of the field. There's a couple of corners to go.
It's pretty much been a Hendrick Motorsports and Gibbs competition so far in 2024. Hendrick was so solid the first two. Gibbs showed up the last two. Hendrick back on top today.
William Byron down the front straightaway to the checkered flag, gets his 12th career win in the NASCAR.
1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Less than 1.5 miles from here. Now Reddick on the low side. Hamlin goes to the top. He's looking for the huge run down the backstretch, but can Reddick do it from the bottom? This championship this year has given us some of the most incredible closing moments. You pick this one. Blaney, Reddick, or Hamlin. Reddick is not done with yet. Tyler Reddick just drives all the way around Ryan Blaney. Can you believe what you've just seen? Reddick's going to Phoenix. Tyler Reddick wins the...
It's in the air. It's going to be official right here.
White flag, 1 to go.
And that's all Kyle Larson was looking for. He just wanted to get to that white flag to capitalize on a day that has just been absolutely
See him
dominant.
pump way down off the racetrack. Get away from that wall. Just limp this thing around. A lot of rubber coming off the front of that car.
A 1.1 second lead on Christopher Bell and a couple of lap cars.
He's got
Bell
trouble
clears
with
the
his
lap
right
cars.
front. He's way slow on the track. It's just like Hocevar. You see the rubber coming off that right front?
Here he comes off turn 4. He's going to make it to the line. And Kyle Larson beats Christopher.
Shane Van Gisbergen, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
White flag right here, one more. No risk, take it.
Got to be a great feeling. This is why you put a guy like this behind the wheel full time at the Cup level, because you know he can deliver on the road, put himself in playoff position.
This will be the easiest, most ginger lap he'll run around this racetrack. Not put the car in really any kind of a situation that's going to be difficult. Have a little bit of traffic in front, but he doesn't really need to push for that.
First points paying race for the Cup Series outside the U.S. since 1958. And an international driver in position to go get the checkered flag. SVG, 36 years old, from Auckland, New Zealand.
Had the lead late at Watkins Glen. It was taken back by Chris Buescher. And I wondered if They had all caught up. Dale, you mentioned it a few times. They come to a brand new racetrack, and I think the 88 and SVG right here is kind of putting his exclamation point on. You might have caught up at certain tracks, but a track like this, he's still, without a doubt, head and shoulders above the field on just pace.
Here he is into the stadium, portion of the course for the final time. Take it slow and easy with the lap traffic. Off of turn 15. NASCAR making history. Racing in Mexico City. And the first name on the trophy is Shane Van Gisbergen.
Hell yeah, buddy. Sure.
Wow, that's the decision.
He's going to try to hustle back to the white flag, because once he takes the white flag, the next flag will end the race. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. We are still green.
So if a caution comes out now, the race will be over. It'll be official. Who runs second, Reddick or Gibbs, and can SVG get it back around?
It's turn 6 where the 51 is stuck.
And there's the caution.
I was going to say, I was surprised that they would not throw the yellow. They can't allow the field to race through turn 6 with a car in the tire barrier. So that's the call NASCAR has to make.
He's able to hustle it back to the white flag, making this race official. And now a Sunday drive through the streets of Chicago for Shane Van Gisbergen as he comes back to claim the checkered flag.
Man, that last 15 laps had everything. I know we heard Bowman and Bubba in pre-race. I thought they were kind of just playing it up. I think they were being honest at this point. They had run each other over all day.
Tiptoe through turn 6, where the incident happened. Over the railroad tracks down to Michigan Avenue. The right-hander at turn 7.
Look at this top 10. Kyle Busch able to battle back to a 5th place. Austin Hill going to get a top 10 on a street course in Chicago.
And look at the names that are up there. Could be a preview of what we'll see next week in Sonoma when we're racing on the road again. Turn 11, down the hill to turn 12. And the right-hander to come back to victory. Maybe just go ahead and give him a key to the city, because Shane Van Gisbergen does own the streets of Chicago. He delivers once again.
Hell yeah, buddy. Weekend sweep. You are a bat.
White flag going to go in the air this time by 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Side by side back here, Byron. Ty Gibbs with that 54. Ty Gibbs going to take the spot away.
Man, a lot of hard racing for position inside the top 10, inside the top 5.
Reddick buries it down in the braking zone. Seabell's going to battle hard on the outside here. Oh, man,
clear.
That was close. He's clear. That draws in the 54 of Ty Gibbs.
Down through the S's. I don't know what the phrasing is in New Zealand for woodshed, but that's where SVG has taken them today. It's a road course runaway. Shane Van Gisbergen dominates and wins Sonoma.
You are unbelievable, man. Awesome job, boys.
They are coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Cole Custer has gone to the front of this race.
He's gotten way out in front, though. Look at the gap that he's given Blaney.
Larson in the middle. Haley down low, being pushed by Chris Buescher. 3 hopefuls in the top 4 positions. Now Haley goes up to the fence, comes back down across in front of Cole Custer. Ryan Blaney now comes into the mix. Can you believe the finish that we are about to see? Cole Custer and Ryan Blaney This would be epic for Haas factory team. Ryan Blaney ahead of Custer, coming to the line. Ryan Blaney's going to do it. It's getting better and better all the time. One lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. Hamlin is within 1.25 miles of a win. He has finished second here the last 2 years. And in this young history of NASCAR Cup Series competition at Worldwide Technology Raceway, with Hamlin's pole yesterday, he made it 4 different pole sitters in the 4 years. And in just 2 turns and half a straight, he's going to make it 4 different winners in 4 years. What a run from Denny Hamlin. He has led the most laps. Hamlin wins in St. Louis and books a spot in the round of 12.
A better finish than what they had done run all day.
1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. 1 lap to go to determine Denny Hamlin going to the championship 4. What a gritty performance. Coming back from those early race challenges. The 44-year-old veteran who is still searching for that elusive championship. Well, he's going to get win number 60. He's won in Vegas before, but maybe this is the most important win. Denny Hamlin is going to Phoenix.
Let's go, D8.
And they're both racing for the win. They're both chasing a championship spot. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. And what a performance from the 24 and the 12. They've been in a league of their own. Well, William Byron has won 2 Daytona 500s. He's going to put today right up there with them. William Byron is going to Phoenix and has a chance to race for the championship.